I'd like to start by asking you a question. Papayag ka ba if I tell you to spend your days doing nothing and yet babayaran pa kita? Would you like that idea? Patutulog ka, wala kang gagawin, hindi ka kailangang magtrabaho para sa pera, and yet may darating na sweldo sa'yo. However, merong isang kondisyon. You will have to stay in a room and hindi ka pwedeng lumabas. Dadalhan ka ng masarap na pagkain, pero doon ka lang. Because wala ka namang gagawin, wala ka ring TV, you will have to find ways to fill up your days. Pero ang ganda, no? Wala kang gagawin, babayaran ka, papakainin ka pa ng masarap na pagkain. Papayag ka? How long do you think you can last in this arrangement? Siguro meron sa inyo who will agree, maybe for a year, dun ka lang sa kwarto, wala kang gagawin. And all you have to do is to enjoy the food, take care of yourself. Do you think you will last for a week? Maybe a month? Maybe a year? Do you know that the greatest punishment a prisoner can go through sa kulungan is to be in solitary confinement? Meaning that person will have to stay in a very, very small cell, maybe 3 feet by 6 feet, and andun lang siya for days. Sabi ko sa iyo kanina, it's the worst punishment a prisoner can undergo. When people are placed in solitary confinement, may nagsusuicide, may nagbabaliw, merong nadidepress. People somehow cannot stand doing nothing for a long time. 'Di ba yung una kong offer sa'yo may bayad pa. Ito lang sila, wala silang bayad kasi nakakulong sila. Pero nababaliw ang mga tao 'pag wala silang ginagawa. Masarap ba maging tamad? Masarap ba ang buhay na wala kang ginagawa araw-araw? Alam mo ba na ang tamad naghahanap din ng gagawin? Though they do not like doing something na papawisan sila or mahirapan sila or they will exert effort, maghanap sila ng gagawin. Like for example, yung iba sa kanila to fill their time, magsusugal. Yung iba, magda-drugs. Kaya sila nagda-drugs kasi makakatulog sila and then okay na nawala silang gagawin. However, pagising nila, maghahanap na naman sila ng gagawin. Many children today will be happy to stay home without doing anything productive. Basta may computer games lang. Yung iba naman, magiinom. O hindi, papasyal. Alam mo ba na lahat ito trabaho din? 'Pag nagsusugal ka, trabaho yon. Kasi you work hard to win. 'Pag nag-computer games ka, though hindi siya siguro kasing productive na activity, it is still work. 'Di ba today, people are even encouraged to create characters that they can sell in the future. Trabaho rin yon. I remember may kaibigan ako na yung anak niya found online gaming. Eh nung simula, excited na excited yung bata kasi nakapaglaro na siya, kumikita siya. And later, it became work. What do I mean? Lalabas sila, kakain sila sa isang magandang restaurant, yung anak niya pupunta sa isang kanto, maglalaro. Sabi niya, ba't hanggang dito naglalaro ka? Sabi niya, Papa, work na to ngayon. Kailangan ko to gawin in order to be able to achieve the desired income I want. So, nagiging trabaho rin siya. Pag nagiinom ka, nagpapasyal ka, uy, nakakapagod din yun ha. Trabaho yon. Unfortunately, many people choose to be lazy. O sa English, gawin na nating sosyal, idle, walang ginagawa. Because sabi nila, nasistress sila pag they exert effort. So they choose to be idle or lazy. Do you know that this is not good for your health? Ang tao na tamad or idle na walang ginagawa, they experience poor blood circulation. Because the blood cannot flow kasi wala silang physical activity, this affects their heart and their brain. Also, nagkakaroon sila ng osteoporosis. Yung bang decay ng mga bones nila kasi hindi siya nade-develop properly. And akala ko noon, pag tamad ka, madaling matulog. And in my research, I discovered na hindi pala. Bakit? We need a certain hormone in order to be able to sleep. This hormone is released when you have physical activities in the morning. And often these hormones are released in the evening. E paano ka makakatulog sa gabi? Wala kang ginagawa nung umaga. Pagkatapos, marami sa walang ginagawa ang nadidepress. In fact, na-realize ko, the reason why many young adults are depressed, because many of them would rather not do anything or not do work kung maliit lang rin ang sweldo. They would rather stay home and wait for better opportunities. And when they are home na wala silang ginagawa, nadidepress. Bakit yon? Di ba pag wala kang ginagawa, marami kang napapansin? Marami kang reklamo sa mga kasama mo? Because your mind is still working, trying to live out its function. Kung ang tamad o idle na tao, merong mga ganitong problema, alam mo ba kung ano ang nangyayari sa isang taong masipag who when they work really exert physical effort? According to the study that I read, habang nagtatrabaho ka, habang you exert physical effort, you develop strong brain and heart function. Kasi yung blood circulation maganda. The blood is able to refresh all the cells of your body. And also because of this, there is good muscle development. Kaya nga yung iba na ang trabaho sa opisina, they're encouraged to exercise para ma-develop yung muscle, good blood circulation. Pero yung trabaho that requires physical effort, hindi na kailangan mag-exercise. In fact, may nabasa din ako na study that says that the best form of exercise is to work on the things you need to do at home or maybe the things you need to do in a farm setting. Those who are used to physical work, they live longer, and then nababawasan ang depression. Bakit nababawasan? Because their mind is so active na hindi sila pwede mag-isip ng ibang bagay. I remember I have this friend, nag-retire siya. Pag-retire niya, 2 years after, nag-divorce sila ng misis niya. Bakit nag-divorce? Because he's so used to working na nung andun siya sa bahay nila, ang dami niya nakikita. Mali ito, mali yan. And parati niyang napagsasabihan yung misis niya. Sa visit ng misis niya, nakipaghiwalay sa kanya. Yung misis ang na-depress. People who use their physical strength in their work develop resilience. They also develop strong immunity. Tapos they produce growth hormones to continue to make their body healthy. And then they also have cognitive strength. Strength of the mind, strength of the senses. Okay, they are healthy overall. While some people believe stress can hurt, alam ba nyo that a certain stress can grow you? Alam ba nyo na ang tanim dapat ma-stress para mamunga? And I discovered that even physical stress is good for everything God created. What do I mean? Alam ba nyo na ang mga puno sa Luzon mas malakas kaysa sa mga puno sa Mindanao? For many years, Mindanao hindi tinatamaan ng bagyo. So noong nasimulan kami tamaan ng bagyo, maybe 10 years ago, ang bilis maputol ng mga puno sa Mindanao. But the trees in Luzon are stronger. Bakit? Because they are continually exposed to stress. As they are exposed to stress, they have to develop a way to be able to survive. So they form stronger roots and then they become healthier inside. Friends, I need you to know that the idea to work is in our nature. To exercise our physical strength is something we need to do even when we are not doing anything. And the root of this idea came from the time God created us. In Genesis 1:26, we read John, then God said, "Let us make man in our own image and according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." We were created to rule over God's creation. Unfortunately, I believe mali ang pagkaintindi ng tao sa idea of ruling over. To many, ruling over means to exercise absolute authority or control over someone or something. This is a definition I got from the dictionary. Sa iba naman, to rule over means to rule over someone or something, to serve as a boss or chief over someone or something. Furthermore, sabi ng dictionary na nakita ko, ang ibig daw sabihin ng to rule over is to have authority or control over someone or something. So according sa nakita kong definition, to rule over means to have absolute authority. It also means you make someone or something serve you. It is to have absolute control. I believe this is the idea that made this world what it is today. Gusto natin tayo ang in control over other people. Also, we want to be in control of nature. Kaya nasira. Akala ng karamihang tao that when God said we should rule over, na tayo ang magde-decide kung ano ang gagawin ng ibang tao o ano ang gagawin natin sa mundo. And we have been very, very destructive. And because we believe we must be in control of our lives, some of us decide to just do nothing. Na pwede tayo magtamad kasi karapatan natin ito. Ito ba ibig sabihin ng Genesis 1:26 when it said that God wants us to rule over? I've discussed this with you many times in previous lessons, and I told you na ang ibig sabihin ng to rule over in Hebrew is rada. Ang ibig niyang sabihin is to take care of. Take care of? Take care of what? Before I proceed, let me just explain this idea of taking care of something. When you take care of something, madali ba yon? When you take care of something, do you just look at the person or the thing that you are in charge of? And hanggang doon lang ang trabaho mo? Do you know that taking care of something requires work? If you are taking care of a cow, kailangan mo siyang pakainin, kailangan mo siyang pagbigyan ng tubig. You also need to make sure that you create an environment safe for the cow. If you are taking care of a person, you will have also to understand kung ano need niya and provide that need in the proper time, especially kung bata ang inaalagaan mo. Kailangan mo intindihin yung pangangailangan niya, kailangan mo rin siya disiplinahin para tumuwid ang landas niya, and then pag nagkasakit siya, ikaw ang magtatrabaho. So this idea of taking care of something requires a lot of work. And Bible tells us that God created us to take care of what He created. In fact, this idea of taking care of is very strong in Genesis chapter 2. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, we read, "The Lord God planted a garden toward the east in Eden, and there He placed the man whom He had formed." Ang ganda siguro nung garden na yon, na lahat kumpleto, na wala siyang kailangan idagdag. So man could have decided to just enjoy the garden doing nothing. And yet, in Genesis 2:15, God gave him this command. Then the Lord God took man and put him into the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it. If you have been attending Breaking Through for some time now, I have been explaining this to you already. Nasabi ko, if you are in a perfect garden, pag hindi mo siya inalagaan, kuha ka na ng nakuha, mauubos ang laman nun. So in order for the garden to continue to provide for you, you need to cultivate it and to keep it. Now what does that mean? To cultivate and keep means to work, to protect, to take care of, and also to improve what you have through labor. Ang title ng lesson natin is that God created us to work. I started by asking you kung papayag ka ba na you spend your days and your years doing nothing. Many of you think magandang idea na yon. Pero sinabi ko rin sa'yo na you will notice na habang wala kang ginagawa, naghahanap ka ng ibang gagawin. Maybe it will not require a lot of physical effort. Maybe it will not be productive na gagawa ka ng pera, pero maghahanap ka pa rin ng gagawin because God has put that in our nature to always want to work. Kaso lang kailangan tayo mag-decide. Do we spend our days working to produce something good? Or do we just spend our days doing nothing and wala tayong value na nakikreate? At the end of the day, people would want to work. Kanina when I showed you Genesis 1:26, I highlighted a phrase. But let me just read for you Genesis 1:26. It says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." In this slide, I highlighted that God created us in His image and in His likeness. So therefore, some of His nature is in us. Even the desire to work. Do you know that when God created the earth, He worked hard to create it? Sabi ng Genesis chapter 2 verse 2, by the seventh day God completed His work which He had done, and He rested on the seventh day from all His work which He had done. Siguro napagod si God masyado nung ginawa niya yung mundo. Napagod din siya nung ginawa niya tayo because He actually took soil and molded us in His image and then breathed life into us. Trinabaho niya yon. While God can command things into being, according to Genesis 2 verse 2, God works. In fact, when Jesus was here, He also told us that His Father and He are always at work. What do I mean? Sabi niya sa John chapter 5 verse 17, but He answered them, my Father is working until now, and I myself am working. Friends, do not be deceived by thinking that God is just in heaven doing nothing. He is working for our sake. His Son is working to make sure that He can bring us to heaven. I believe the angels are working, fighting the demons to preserve and protect us. The whole universe is working because that is part of God's nature. So it is in our nature to work. Maski gusto mong maging tamad, there is something in you that would want to work. However, in this generation, we believe that something is more important than work. Sabi ng slide na to, no? It's all about money, not freedom. If you think you're free, try going somewhere without money. So sa generation na to, naniniwala ang mga tao na ang pinaka-importanting component ng buhay, pera, hindi trabaho. So kaya maraming tao ang naghahanap ng mabilis and madaling paraan na gumawa ng pera. Minsan magbibenta ng drugs, minsan naman magnanakaw, minsan tataya sa loto, or magsusugal hoping na pag kumita sila ng pera, they have the freedom to do whatever they want. Totoo ba to? Ako as a farmer and an entrepreneur, I discovered that hard work is the key to success. What do I mean? All of us want to have the freedom to do what we want, when we want, and how we want to. And I agree, kailangan mo ng pera. Pero ang tanong ko, paano ka ba talaga makakagawa ng pera? Pag nagsugal ka, mas marami bang beses ka mananalo o matatalo? Minsan nanalo ka na, na-excite ka, nagsugal ka lalo because you are hoping that you will be able to continue to grow your money. Mamaya nauubos siya, nawawala. Supposing nanalo ka sa loto, will that money assure you that you will always be rich until you die? Hindi, di ba? Friends, I agree that we need money to be able to enjoy the things that we want. However, only work can really make money. So therefore, para sa akin, Work is the one that gives you freedom. Look at this slide, sabi niya, the money you have gives you freedom. The money you pursue enslaves you. What does that mean? Pag naghahanap ka ng pera and yet you are not willing to work for it, it enslaves you. Kasi ngayon yung pera ang magdi-decide kung ano ang gagawin mo. And oftentimes, pag nagkapera yung tao, ikinasisira niya. There was this story of a person who won 50 million pesos in Lotto. And I saw this story sa Rated K noon sa ABS-CBN before we came to Bukidnon. And the story said that this man had a simple job and a small house. Then one day, he won 50 million pesos sa Lotto. 2 years after, border na lang siya sa kapatid niya. Nakikiusap siya sa mga pinautang niya na ibalik yung pera niya. Kasi hindi siya marunong magtrabaho para sa pera. Yung pera na natanggap niya, ikinasira niya. Now, let me go back to the benefit of hard work. When you work hard, you will be able to provide for all your needs na hindi ka magugutom. When you work hard, you will be able to go from a position of need to a position of abundance. Trabaho. Trabaho lang ang nagpapayaman sa totoong mayaman. Si John Gokongwei nagsipag nung bata siya. From the story I read, he would take his bike and then maglalako siya ng sinulid at saka candy. Until later in the future, he built some of the biggest snack food company. URC, Selecta, and many more. Friends, meron ka bang pangarap? Meron ka mang mga pinapanaginipan para sa future mo? Hindi masama mangarap, but I need you to understand that dreams do not work unless you do. Hindi masama mangarap, pero kailangan mo maintindihan na ang pangarap trinatrabaho. And God created us to work. Why? Because He wants us to be able to build a fruitful future. Friends, work is a blessing. It is not a curse. I like what the next slide says. Sabi niya, be thankful for the job you have today. Your work is one of your greatest blessing. And I agree. Trabaho, the ability to make money, to work, is a blessing. Kasi yung abuloy, yung limos, hindi naman parati darating yon. Pero kung masipag ka, araw-araw makakagawa ka ng pera. On the other hand, may mga negosyante to have the freedom to work for themselves. And that is good. However, I still need you to understand pag nagnegosyo ka, kailangan ka magsipag. There is a definition of entrepreneurship that says entrepreneurship is freedom to do what you want, when you want to, and how you want to. That is a lie. Because for you to be able to succeed in the business that you will pursue, you must be willing to be a slave to the business, especially in the beginning. Lahat ng valuable things na nangyayari sa mundo, trinabaho. Even the wonders of nature, may nagtrabaho dyan. Si God nga lang. So friends, we were created to work. When you work, your future will be good. But when you are lazy, tingnan mo anong sabi ng Proverbs 21:25. The desire of the sluggard puts him to death, for his hands refuse to work. When you are lazy, mas gusto mo na walang ginagawa, huwag ka na mangarap kasi hindi siya mangyayari. Pero kung may pangarap ka na maganda, trabahuin mo. Kasi darating ang panahon na ma-achieve mo rin siya. Look at what this verse says. Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Ang taong masipag, ang taong hindi takot sa trabaho, will someday stand before kings. Sana isa ka doon. If I relate this to the ways of the plant, I will always tell you that a plant starts from a simple seed and someday, mamumunga yan. However, a seed does not produce fruits overnight. They produce fruits over time. Kailangan muna sila mag-grow ng healthy. Kailangan yung tanim would work hard in order to be able to produce the food it needs, to protect itself from the pests, to save in order to survive calamity, to work hard and save so that someday it can produce fruits. Friends, God created you to work. God did not create you to be idle. Pero ikaw ang magde-decide, magsisipag ka ba o magtatamad ka? If you decide to work hard, the future will be very promising. And sigurado ako, you will be able to build a fruitful future. I'd like to thank you for listening to this lesson. Sana natulungan kita maintindihan gaano kaimportante ang trabaho, gaano kaimportante ang magsipag. And sana from now on, magsisipag ka talaga. For discussion questions, I'd like to suggest these 3 questions. Tamad ka ba o masipag? Ano ang pangarap mo sa buhay? How do you plan to achieve it? What are the things you need to do to improve your life and to build a fruitful future? Sana nakatulong itong lesson na ito sa iyo. For the meantime, may God bless you.